Hey everybody, this is Allison from Allykatkreations. How are you? If you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you haven't done so already. Yep. It's that time again. It's Urantia. Hope everybody's doing good. I've been trying to read since 7 a.m. this morning. I really didn't get much sleep last night. And the lawnmowers all day, just Friday. Rainy, nasty, gloomy day outside. Oh, what a perfect day to just make noise from 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's 4 o'clock by noon now. I can't. The stresses of just wanting to be in quiet and just have a day where it's just quiet. It just being reminded that the light grid's going to tell me where to move so I can get there sooner than later. I just want peace and quiet. And yes, yard work is fine, but not an entire day worth. All day. Anywho, paper 22, the Trinitized Sons of God. There are 3 groups of beings who are called sons of God. In addition to describing and ascending orders of sonship, there is a 3rd group known as the Trinitized Sons of God. The Trinitized order of sonship is subdivided into 3 primary divisions in accordance with the origins of its many types of personalities, revealed and unrevealed. These primary divisions are 1. Deity Trinitized Sons, 2. Trinity Embraced Sons, 3. Creature Trinitized Sons. Irrespective of origin, all Trinitized Sons of God have in common the experience of Trinitization, each as a part of their origin or as an experience of Trinity embrace subsequently obtained. The deity Trinitized Sons are unrevealed in these narratives. Therefore, will this presentation be confined to a portrayal of the remaining 2 groups, more particularly the Trinity embraced Sons of God. The Trinity embraced Sons. All Trinity embraced Sons are originally of dual or single origin, but subsequent to the Trinity embrace, they are forever devoted to Trinity service and assignment. This corpse, as revealed and as organized for super universe service, embraces 7 orders of personalities. 1. Mighty messengers. 2. Those high in authority. 3. Those without name and number. 4. Trinitized custodians. 5. Trinitized ambassadors. 6. Celestial guardians. 7. High sun assistants. These 7 groups of personalities are further classified according to the origin, nature, and function into 3 major divisions: the Trinitized Sons of Attainment, the Trinitized Sons of Selection, and the Trinitized Sons of Perfection. The Trinitized Sons of Attainment, the mighty messengers, those high in authority, and those without name and number are all adjuster fused ascendant mortals who have obtained paradise and the corpse of the finality, but they are not finaliters when they have been Trinity embraced. Their names are removed from their finaliter roll call. The new sons of this order pass through specific courses of training for comparatively short periods on the circuit headquarters planets of the Harvona circuits under the direction of the Eternals of Days. Thereafter, they are assigned to the service of the Ancients of Days in 7 super universes. The Trinitized Sons of Selection embrace the Trinitized Custodians and the Trinitized Ambassadors. They are recruited from certain of the evolutionary seraphim and translated midway creatures who have traversed Harvona and have attained paradise, as well as from certain of the spirit fused and the sun fused mortals who have likewise ascended to the central isle of light and life. Subsequent to their embrace by the Paradise Trinity and after a brief training in Harvona, the Trinitized Sons of Selection are assigned to the courts of the Ancients of Days. The Trinitized Sons of Perfection. The celestial guardians and their coordinates, the high sun assistants, comprise a unique group of twice Trinitized personalities. They are the creature Trinitized Sons of Paradise Harvona, personalities or of perfected ascendant mortals who have long distinguished themselves in the corpse of the finality. Some of these creature Trinitized Sons, after service with the supreme executives of the 7 master spirits, and after having serving under the Trinity teacher sons, are retrinitized, embraced by the Paradise Trinity, and then commissioned to the courts of the Ancients of Days as celestial guardians and as high sun assistants. Trinitized Sons of Perfection are assigned directly to the super universe service without further training. Our Trinity origin associates, perfecters of wisdom, divine counselors, and universal censors are of stationary numbers, but the Trinity embrace sons are constantly increasing. All 7 orders of Trinity embrace sons are commissioned as members of one of the 7 super universe governments, and the number in the service of each super universe is exactly the same. Not one has ever been lost. Trinity embraced beings have never gone astray. They may stumble temporarily, but not one has ever been adjudged in contempt of the super universe governments. The Sons of Attainment and the Sons of Selection have never faltered in the service of Arvantan, but the Trinitized Sons of Perfection have sometimes erred in judgment and thereby caused transient confusion. Under the direction of the Ancient of Days, all 7 orders function very much as self-governing groups. Their scope of service is far-flung. Trinitized Sons of Perfection do not leave the super universe of assignment, but their Trinitized associates range the grand universe, journeying from the evolutionary worlds of time and space to the central isle of paradise. They may function in any of the super universes, but they do so always as members of the super government of original designation. Apparently, the Trinity embraced sons have been permanently assigned to the service of the 7 super universes. Certainly, the assignment is for the duration of the present universe age, but we have never been informed that it is to be eternal. They left and the ice cream man came, so let's hope I don't get disrupted again with some crazy noise. It's just distracting. The Mighty Messengers. Mighty Messengers belong to the ascended group of the Trinitized Sons. They are a class of perfected mortals who have been rebellion tested or otherwise equally proved as to their personal loyalty. All have passed through some definite test of universal allegiance. At some time in their paradise descent, they stood firm and loyal in the face of their disloyalty of their superiors, and some did actively and loyally function in the places of such unfaithful leaders. With such personal records of fidelity and devotion, these ascending mortals pass on through Harvona with the stream of the pilgrims of time, obtain paradise, graduate therefrom, and are mustered into the corpse of the finality. Thereupon they are trinitized in the secret embrace of the paradise trinity, and subsequently are commissioned to become associated with the Ancients of Days in the administration of the government of 7 superuniverses. Every ascendant mortal of insurrectionary experience who functions loyally in the face of rebellion is eventually destined to become a mighty messenger of the superuniverse service. Likewise, is any ascending creature who effectively prevents such upheavals of error, evil, or sin for action designed to prevent rebellion or effect higher types of loyalty in a universe crisis is regarded as of ever greater value than loyalty in the face of actual rebellion. The senior mighty messengers were chosen from those ascendant mortals of time and space who were among the earlier paradise arrivals, many having traversed Ravona in the times of Grandfadia. But the first trinitizing of mighty messengers were not effected until the candidate corpse contained representatives from each of the 7 superuniverses, and the last group of this order to qualify on paradise embraced ascendant pilgrims from the local universe of Nebadon. Mighty messengers are embraced by the paradise trinity in classes of 700,000, 100,000 for assignment to each superuniverse. Almost 1 trillion mighty messengers are commissioned on Yaversa, and there is every reason to believe that the number serving in each of the 7 super universes is exactly the same. I am a mighty messenger, and if may interest Urantians to know that the companion and associate of my mortal experience was also triumphant in the great test, and that through we were many times for long periods separated in the age-long inward ascent to Harvona, we were embraced in the same 700,000 group, and that we spent our time passing through Vice-Urgenton in close and loving association. We were finally commissioned and together assigned to Yaversa of Avronton, and we are often dispatched in company for the execution of assignments requiring the service of 2 messengers. Mighty messengers, in common with the Trinity embraced sons, are assigned to all phases of superuniverse activities. They maintain constant connection with their headquarters through the superuniverse reflectivity service. Mighty messengers serve in all sectors of a superuniverse and frequently execute missions to the local universes and even to the individual worlds, as I do on this occasion. In the superuniverse courts, mighty messengers act as defenders of both individuals and planets. When they come up for adjudication, they also assist the perfection of days in the direction of the affairs of the major sectors. As a group, their chief assignment is that of a superuniverse observer. They are stationed on the various headquarter worlds and on individual planets of importance as the official observers of Ancients of Days. When so assigned, they also serve as advisors, so the authorities directing the affairs of the spheres of their sojourn. The messengers take active part in all phases of their ascendant scheme of mortal progression. With their associates of mortal origin, they keep the super governments in close and personal touch with the status and progression of the plans of the descending sons of God. Mighty messengers are fully conscious of their entire ascending careers, and that is why they are such useful and sympathetic ministers, understanding messengers for service on any world of space and to any creature of time. As soon as you are delivered from the flesh, you'll communicate freely and understandingly with us, since we spring from all the races on the evolutionary worlds of space, that is, from these mortal races that are indwelt by and subsequently fused with thought adjusters. Those high in authority, the second group of Trinitized sons, of attainment are all adjuster fused beings of mortal origin. These are the perfected mortals who have exhibited superior administrative ability and have shown extraordinary executive genius throughout their long ascending careers. They are the cream of governing ability derived from the surviving mortals of space. 70,000 of those high in authority are trinitized as each Trinity liaison. Though the local universe of Nebadon is comparatively young creation, it has representatives among a recent Trinitized class of these order. There are now commissioned in Arvanten more than 10 billion of these skillful administrators. Like all separate orders of celestial beings, they maintain their own headquarters on Uversa, and like the other Trinity embraced sons, their reserves on Uversa act as central directing body of their order in Arvanten. Those high in authority are administrators without limitation. They are the everywhere present and always efficient executives of the Ancients of Days. They serve on any sphere, on any inhabited world, and in any phase of activity in any of the 7 super universes. Having superb administrative wisdom and unusual executive skill, these brilliant beings assume to present the cause of the just in behalf of the super universe tribunals. They foster the execution of justice and the rectification of misadaptations in the evolutionary universes. Therefore, if you should ever be cited for errors of judgment while you are ascending the worlds and spheres of your ordained cosmic progression, it is hardly likely that you would suffer injustice, since your prosecutors would be one-time ascended creatures who are personally familiar with every step of the career you have traversed and are traversing. Those without name and numbers. Those without name and number constitute the third and last group of the Trinitized Sons of Attainment. They are the ascendant souls who have developed the ability to worship beyond the skill of all the sons and daughters of the evolutionary races from the worlds of time and space. They have acquired a spiritual concept of the eternal purpose and the universal Father, which comparatively transcends the comprehension of the evolutionary creatures of name or number. Therefore are denominated those without name and number, who strictly translated their name would be those above name and number. This order of sons is embraced by the Paradise Trinity in groups of 7,000. There are of record on Uversa over 100 million of these sons commissioned in Arvanten. Since those without name and number are the superior spiritual minds of the survival races, they are especially qualified to sit in judgment and to render opinions when a spiritual viewpoint is desirable, and when experience in the ascendant career is essential to an adequate comprehension of the questions involved in the problem to be adjudicated. There are the supreme jurors of Arvanten. A maladministrated jury system may be more or less of a travesty of justice on some worlds, but on Uversa and its extension tribunals, we employ the highest type of evolved spiritual mentality or juror judges. Adjudication is the highest function of any government, and those who are entrusted with their verdict rendering should be chosen from the highest and most noble types of the most experienced and understanding individuals. The selection of candidates for the Trinitized classes of mighty messengers, those high in authority and those without name and number, is inherent and automatic. The selective techniques of Paradise are not in any sense arbitrary. Personal experience and personal spiritual values determine the personnel of the Trinitized Sons of Attainment. Such beings are equal in authority and uniform in administrative status, but they all possess individuality and diverse characters. They are not standardized beings. All are characteristically different depending on the differentials of their ascended careers. In addition to these experimental qualifications, the Trinitized Sons of Attainment have been trinitized in the divine embrace of the paradise deities. Consequently, they function as the coordinate associates of the stationary sons of the Trinity. For the Trinity embrace does seem to precipitate. I'm going to skip that word. I'm not going to get that out properly. Out of the stream of future time, many of the unrealized potentials of creature beings, but this is true concerning only that which pertains to the present universe age. This group of sons is chiefly, but not wholly concerned with the services of the ascending career of the time-space mortals. If the viewpoint of a mortal creature is ever in doubt, the question is settled by appeal to the ascending commission consisting of the mighty messenger, one high in authority and one without name and number. You mortals who read this message, may yourselves ascend to paradise, obtain the Trinity embrace, and in remote future ages be attached to the service of the Ancients of Days in one of the 7 super universes, and sometime be assigned to enlarge the revelation of truth to some evolving inhabited planet, even as I am now functioning on Urantia. See, we get jobs when we go upstairs. The Trinitized Custodians. The Trinitized Custodians are Trinitized Sons of Selection. Not only do your races and other mortals of survival value traverse Havona, obtain paradise, and sometimes find themselves destined to super universe service with the stationary sons of the Trinity, but your faithful seraphic guardians and your equally faithful midway associates may also become candidates for the same Trinity recognition of superb personality destiny. Trinitized custodians are ascendant seraphim and translated midway creatures who have passed through Havona and have obtained paradise and the corpse of the finality. Subsequently, they are embraced by the Paradise Trinity and they are assigned to the service of the Ancient of Days. The candidates for the Trinity embrace from among the ascended seraphim are accorded to the recognition because of their valiant cooperation with some ascendant mortal who obtained the corpse of the finality and was subsequently trinitized. My own seraphic guardian of the mortal career went through with me, was later trinitized, and now is attached to the Registered government as a trinitized custodian. And so with the midway creatures, many are translated and achieved paradise, and along with the seraphim, and for some reason, some are Trinity embraced and commissioned as custodians in the super universes. The Trinitized custodians are embraced by the Paradise Trinity in groups of 70,000, and 1/7 of each group is assigned to a super universe. There are now in the service of Arvantin slightly over 10 million of these trusted and high custodians. They serve on Uversa and on the major and minor headquarter spheres. In their labors, they are assisted by a corps of several billion Seraphim and other able super universe personalities. The Trinitized custodians start out their careers as custodians, and they continue as such in affairs of the super governments. In a way, they are officers of their super universe governments, but they do not deal with the individuals as they do the celestial guardians. The Trinitized custodians administer group affairs and foster collective projects. They are the custodians of records, plans, and instructions. They act as the trustees of undertakings, personality groups, ascendant projects, Urantia plans, universe projections, and innumerable other enterprises. The Trinitized ambassador. Trinitized ambassadors are the second order of the Trinitized Sons of Selection, and like their associates, the custodians are recruited from 2 types of ascended creatures. Not all ascending mortals are adjuster or father fused. Some are spirit fused, some are sun fused. Certain of these spirit and sun fused mortals reach Havona and obtain paradise. From among these paradise ascenders, candidates are selected for the Trinity embrace. and from time to time they are trinitized in classes of 7,000. They are then commissioned in the super universe as trinitized ambassadors of the Ancients of Days. Amongst almost 1/2 billion are registered on Urantia. Trinitized ambassadors are selected for the Trinity embrace upon the advices of their Havona teachers. They represent the superior minds of their respective groups and are therefore best qualified to assist the super universe rulers in understanding and in administrating the interests of those worlds from which the spirit-fused mortals hail. The sun-fused ambassadors are of great assistance and are dealing with problems involving the sun-fused order of personality. Trinitized ambassadors are the emissaries of the Ancient of Days for any and all purposes to any and all worlds of universe within the super universe of their assignment. They render particular and important services on the headquarters of the minor sectors, and they perform the numberless miscellaneous assignments of the super universe. They are the emergency or reserve corps of the Trinitized Sons of the super governments, and they are therefore available for a great range of duties. They engage in thousands upon thousands of undertakings in the super universe affairs, which is impossible to portray to human minds, since there is nothing transpiring on Urantia that is in any way analogous to their activities. Interesting. Technique of Trinitization. I cannot fully unfold to the material mind the experience of the supreme creative performance of perfect and perfected spiritual beings. Sorry, guys. The act of Trinitization. The techniques of Trinitization are among the secrets of Visurgentin and Solitaringdin, and are revealable to and understandable by none save those who have passed through these unique experiences. Therefore, it is beyond the possibility of any being successfully to portray to the human mind the nature and purport of this extraordinary transaction. Aside from the deities, only Paradise Havona personalities and certain members of each of the finaliter corps engage in Trinitization under specialized conditions of Paradise perfection. These superb beings may embark upon the unique adventure of concept identity, and they are many times successful in the production of new being, a creature Trinitized Son. The glorified creatures who engage in such adventures of Trinitization may participate in only one experience, whereas with the Paradise deities, there seems to be no limit to the continued enactment of Trinitization episodes. Deity seems to be limited in just one respect. There can be only one original and infinite spirit, only one infinite executive of the united will of the Father Son. The ascendant adjuster fuse mortal finaliters who have obtained certain levels of paradise, culture, and spiritual development are among those who can essay to trinitize a creature being. Mortal finaliter companies, when stationed on Paradise, are granted a recess every millennium of Havona time. There are 7 different ways such finaliters may elect to spend these duty-free period. And one of these is in association with some fellow finaliter or some Paradise Havona personality to attempt the enactment of creature trinitization. If 2 mortal finaliters on going before the architects of the master universe demonstrate that they have independently chosen an identical concept for trinitization, the architects are empowered on their own discretion to promulgate mandates pertaining these gloried mortal ascenders to extend their recesses and to remove themselves from a time to the trinitizing sector of the Paradise citizens. At the end of this assigned retreat, if they report that they have singly and jointly elected to make the paradoxical effort to spiritualize, idealize, and actualize a selected and original concept, which has not therefore been Trinitized, then does Master Spirit number 7 issue orders authorizing such an extraordinary undertaking. Unbelievably, long periods of time are sometimes consumed in these adventures. Any age seems to pass before these faithful and determined on-time mortals, and sometimes Paradise Harvona personalities, finally achieve their goal, really succeed in bringing their chosen concept of universal truth into actual being. And not always do these devoted couples meet with successes. Many times they fail, and that through no discoverable error on their part. Candidates for Trinitization who thus fail are admitted to a special group of finaliters who are designated as beings who have made the supreme effort and sustained the supreme disappointment. When the Paradise deities unite to Trinitize, they always succeed, but not so with the homogeneous pair of creatures, the attempted union of two members of the same order of beings. When a new and original being is Trinitized by the gods and the divine parents are in deity potential unchanged, but when exalted creatures, beings, exact such a creative episode, one of the contracting and participating individuals undergoes a unique personality modification. The two ancestors of a creature Trinitized son become in a certain sense spiritually as one. We believe that this status of by unification of certain spiritual phases of personality will probably prevail until such a time as Supreme Being shall have obtained full and completed manifestation of personality in the grand universe. Simultaneously with the appearance of a new creature Trinitized son, there occurs these functional spiritual union of two ancestors. The two Trinitizing parents become one of the ultimate function level. No created being in the universe can fully explain this amazing phenomenon. It is near divine experience. When the Father and the Son unite to eternalize the infinite spirit, upon the accomplishment of the purpose, they immediately become as one and ever since have been one. And while the Trinitization union of two creatures is on the order of the infinite scope of the perfect deity union of universal Father and the eternal Son, the repercussions of creature Trinitization are not eternal in nature. They will terminate upon the completion fractalization of the experimental deities. While these parents of creature Trinitized sons become as one in their universe assignments, they continue to be reckoned as two personalities in the makeup and roles calls of the corpse of the finality and of the architects of the master universe. During the current universe age, all Trinitization united parents are inseparable in assignment and function. Where one goes, the other goes. What one does, the other does. If parent by unification involves a mortal or other finaliter in a Paradise Harvona personality, the united parental beings functions neither with the Paradisers, Harvoners, nor finaliters. Such mixed unions foregather in a special corpse made up of similar beings. And in all Trinitization unions, mixed or otherwise, our parental beings are conscious of and can communicate with each other, and they can perform duties that neither could have previously discharged. The seven master spirits have authority to sanction the Trinitization union of finaliters and Paradise Harvona personalities, and such mixed liaisons are always successful. These resultant magnificent creature Trinitized sons are representative of concepts unsuited to the comprehension of each. The eternal creatures of paradise, or the time creatures of space, Hence, they become the wards of the architects of the master universe. These Trinitized sons of destiny embody ideas, ideals, and experience which apparently pertain to a future universe age and are therefore no immediate practical value to either the super or central universe administrations. These unique sons of the children of time and the citizens of eternity are all held in reserve on Vice Urgington, where they are engaged in the study of the concepts of time and the realities of eternity in a special sector of this sphere, occupied by the secret colleges of the corpse of this creator sons. The Supreme Being is the unification of three phases of deity reality, God the Supreme, the spiritual unification of certain finite aspects of Paradise Trinity, the Almighty Supreme, the power unification of the grand universe creators, the Supreme Mind, the individual contribution of the third source and center, and his coordinates to the reality of the Supreme Being. And in the Trinitization adventures, the superb creatures of Central Universe and Paradise are engaged in a threefold exploration of deity of Supreme, which results in production of three orders of creature Trinitized sons. 1. Ascender Trinitized sons. In their creative efforts, the finalitars are attempting to trinitize certain conceptual realities of the Almighty Supreme, which they have experimentally acquired in their ascension through time and space in Paradise. 2. Paradise Harvona Trinitized sons. The creative efforts of the Paradise citizens and the Harvonars result in the trinitization of certain high spiritual aspects of the Supreme Being, which they have experimentally acquired on supreme background bordering on the ultimate and the eternal. 3. Trinitized sons of destiny. But when a finaliter and a Paradise Harvona together trinitize a new creature, this conjoint effort repercusses in certain phases of the Supreme Ultimate Mind. The resulting creature Trinitized sons are super creational. They represent actualities of Supreme Ultimate Deity, which have not been otherwise experimentally obtained, and which therefore automatically fall within the province of the architects of the Master Universe, custodians of those things which transcend and creational limits of the present universal age. The Trinitized Sons of Destiny embody certain aspects of unrevealed Master Universe function of the Supreme Ultimate. We do not know a great deal about these conjoint children of time and eternity, but we know much more than we are permitted to reveal. FYI. So if I'm facing that way, she took my book space. She popped her butt on the book. I love kitties. The creature Trinitized sons. In addition to creature Trinitized sons considered, sorry guys, allergies. Gotta love that. In this narrative, there are numerous unrevealed orders of creature Trinitized beings, the diverse progeny of multiple liaisons of 7 finaliter corpse, Paradise Harvona personalities, but all these creature Trinitized beings, revealed and unrevealed, are endowed with personality by the Universal Father. When new Ascender Trinitized and Paradise Harvona Trinitized sons are young and untrained, they are usually dispatched for long periods of service on the 7 Paradise spheres of the Infinite Spirit, where they serve under the tutelage of the 7 Supreme Executives. Subsequently, they may be adopted for further training in the local universe by Trinity teacher sons. These adopted sons of high and glorified creatures origin are the apprentices, student, helpers of the teacher sons, and as regards classification, they are often temporarily numbered with these sons. They may and do execute many noble assignments in self-denial in behalf of their chosen realms of service. The teacher's sons in the local universe may nominate their creature trinitized wards for embrace by the Paradise Trinity. Emerging from the embrace as trinitized sons of perfection, they enter the service of the Ancient of Days in the seven super universes, that being the present known destiny of this unique group of twice trinitized beings. Not all creature trinitized sons are Trinity embraced. Many become the associates and ambassadors of seven master spirits of paradise, or the reflective spirits of the super universes and of the mother spirits of the local creations. Others may accept special assignments on the Eternal Isle. Still others may enter the special services on the secret worlds of the Father and on the paradise spheres of the Spirit. Eventually, many find their way into the conjoint corpse of Trinitized sons on the inner circuit of Harvona. Accepting Trinitized sons in perfection, and those who are forth gathering on Vice Urgington, the supreme destiny of all creature Trinitized sons appears to be entrance into the corpse of Trinitized finaliters, one of the seven paradise corpse of the finality. The celestial guardians. Creature Trinitized sons are embraced by the Paradise Trinity in classes of 7,000. These Trinitized offspring of perfected humans of Paradise Harvona personalities are equally embraced by the deities, but they are assigned to the super universes in accordance with the advice of their former instructors. The Trinity teacher sons, those of more acceptable service, are commissioned by high sun assistants. Those of less distinguished performance are designated celestial guardians. When these unique beings have been Trinity embraced, they become valuable adjuncts to the super universe governments. They are versed in the affairs of the ascendant career, not by personal ascension, but as a result of their service with the Trinity teacher son on the whole worlds of space. Almost 1 billion celestial guardians have been commissioned in Urantia. They are chiefly assigned to the administrations of the perfections of days on the headquarters of the major sectors and are ably assisted by the corpse of ascendant sun fused mortals. These celestial guardians are the officers of courts of the Ancients of Days, functioning as a court messengers and as bearers of the summonses and decisions of the various tribunals of the super universe governments. They are apprehending agents of the Ancients of Days. They go forth from Uversa to bring back beings whose presence is required before the supreme judges. They execute the mandates for the detention of any personality in the super universe. They also accompany spirit-fused mortals of the local universes when, for any reason, their presence required on Uversa. The celestial guardians and their associates, the high sun assistants, have never been indwelt by adjusters. Neither are they spirit nor sun fused. The embrace of the Paradise Trinity does, however, compensate for the non-fused status of the Trinitized sons of perfection. The Trinity embraced may act solely upon the idea, which is personified in a creature Trinitized son, leaving the embraced son with otherwise unchanged, but such a limitation occurs only when so planned. These twice Trinitized sons are marvelous beings, but they are neither versatile nor dependable as they ascend associates. They lack the tremendous and profound personal experience which the rest of the sons belong to this group have acquired by actually climbing up to glory for the dark domains of space. We of the ascendant career love them and do all in our power to compensate their deficiencies, but they make us ever grateful for our lowly origin and our capacity for experience. Their willingness to recognize and acknowledge their deficiencies in the experientiable realities of universe ascension is transcendently beautiful and sometimes much touchingly pathetic. Trinitized sons of perfection are limited in contrast to other Trinity embraced sons because their experiential capacity is time-space inhibited. They are experience deficient, despite long training with the supreme executives and the teacher sons. And if these were not the case, experimental saturation would preclude their being left in reserve for acquiring experience in a future universe age. There is simply nothing in all the universal existence which can take the place of the actual personal experience, and these creature Trinitized sons are held in reserve for experimental function in some future universe epoch. On the mansion worlds, I have often seen these dignified officers of the high courts of the super universe look so longingly and appealingly at even the recent arrivals from the evolutionary worlds of space that one could not help realizing that these possessors of non-experiential trinitization really envied their supposedly less fortunate brethren who ascend the universal path by steps of bona fide experience and actually living. Notwithstanding their handicaps and limitations, they are wonderfully useful and ever-willing corps of workers when it comes to the execution of complex administrative plans of the super universal governments. High Sun Assistants. The High Sun Assistants are the superior group of the Trinitized sons of glorified ascendant beings of the mortal corpse of the finality and of their eternal associates, the Paradise Havona personalities. They are assigned to the super universe service and function as personal guides, aids to the high sons of the governments of the Ancients of Days. They might fittingly be denominated private secretaries. They act from time to time as clerks for special commissions and other group associations of high sons. They serve perfecters of wisdom, divine counselors, universal censors, mighty messengers, those high in authority and those without name and number. If in discussing the celestial guardians, I have seemed to call attention to the limitations and handicaps of these twice Trinitized sons, let me now in all fairness call attention to their own point of great strength, the attribute which makes them almost invaluable to us. These beings owe their very existence to the fact that they are the personification of a single and supreme concept. They are the personality embodiment of some divine idea, some universal idea, as it has never been conceived, expressed, or trinitized. And they have subsequently been Trinity embraced. Thus they show forth and actually embody the very wisdom of the divine Trinity as it concerns the ideal of their personality existence. As far as the particular concept is revealable to the universes, these personalities embody all of everything that any creature or creator intelligence could possibly conceive, express, or exemplify. They are the idea personified. Can you not see that such living concentrations of single supreme concept of universe reality would be of untold service to those who are instructed with the administration of the super universes? Sorry, guys, I'm just making sure I am not skipping pages. Not long since I was directed to head the commission of 6, one of each of the high sons assigned to the study of 3 problems pertaining to a group of the new universes in the south parts of Arvanten. I was made acutely aware of the value of the high sun assistants when I made requisition of the chief of their order on Uversa for a temporary assignment of such secretaries to my commission. The first of our ideas was represented by a high sun assistant on Uversa, who was forthwith attached to our group. Our second problem was embodied in a high sun assistant assigned to the super universe number 3. We secured much help from this source through the Central Universe Clearinghouse for the coordinated, disseminated of essential knowledge. but nothing comparable to the assistance afforded by actual presence of a personality who is a concept creature trinitized in supremacy and deity trinitized in finality. Concerning our third problem, the records of paradise disclose that such an idea has never been creature trinitized. High Son assistants are unique and original personifications of tremendous concepts and stupendous ideals, and as such they are able to impart inexpressible illumination to our deliberations from time to time. When I am acting on some remote assignment out in the universe of space, think what it means by way of assistance. If I am so fortunate as to have attached my mission a High Son assistant who is the fullness of divine concept regarding the very problem I have been sent to attack and solve, I have repeatedly had this very experience. The only difficulty with this plan is that no super universe can have complete addition of these trinitized ideas. We only get 1/7 of these beings. So it is only about 1 time in 7 that we enjoy the personal association of these beings, even when the records indicate that the idea has been trinitized. We could use a great advantage, much larger numbers of these beings on Uversa. Because of their value to the super universe administrations, we in every day possible encourage the pilgrims of space and also the residents of paradise to attempt trinitization after they have contributed to one another those experimental realities which are essential to the attachment of such creative adventures. We now have in our super universe about 1.25 High Son assistants, and they serve on both the major and minor sectors, even as they function on Uversa. They very often accompany us on our assignments to the remote universes. High Son assistants are not permanently assigned to any sun or to any commission. They are in constant circulation, serving where the idea of ideal, which they are, can be best further the eternal purpose of the Paradise Trinity, whose sons they have become. They are not touchingly affectionate, superbly loyal, exquisitely intelligent, supremely wise regarding a single idea, and transcendently humble. While they can impart to you the lore of the universe concerning their one idea or ideal, it is well nigh pathetic to observe them seeking knowledge and information on hosts of other subjects, even from the ascending mortals. And this is the narrative of the origin, nature, and functioning of certain of those who are called the Trinitized Sons of God, more particularly of those who have passed through the divine embrace of the Paradise Trinity and who have then been assigned to the services of the super universes, there to give wise, understanding cooperation with the administrators of the Ancients of Days in their untiring efforts to facilitate the inward progress of the ascending mortals of time toward their immediate Harvona destination and their eventual paradise goal. Next time will be paper 23, the solitary messengers. So I hope all of you enjoyed this portion and paper of the Urantia book. Sorry, there might be a lot of pauses and edits in there. We had a super cell storm of a lot of lightning, heavy downpours that came in. I had cat butt on the paper. My teeth are not doing really well today, and my mouth does hurt from that. So I do apologize for any of that fun stuff. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already to help me out. It's mid-May and things are getting bad again. I try not to think about it and try to think happy thoughts and put abundance out in the air, but we'll see what happens. See, my co-host is back. And she says, I hope you have a good day with love and light. Right, Kat? Yes, Mommy. Sending each and every one of you love and light. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Yep. This is what I get all day long. Kitty cat snuggles. Can't beat it. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Have a great day. Keep the faith. Things are happening behind the scenes. Truth Social, Telegram, I'm on there. I have a Twitter as well. So get on there, follow, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.